Hello, happy Saturday and welcome to week 3. This week in our textbook, we are going to be covering chapters 5 and chapter 6. Chapter 5 talks about using running records, and basically it's the same technique as your anecdotal recordings. However, detailed account of what is observed, which is the who, the what, the where, and the when. The only difference is the sample or the specimen is not an event, but just an observation, which is 5 to 10 minutes of ordinary behavior with all details included. Okay, so that's the only difference. Again, it's going to go over how to find time to implement running records. Talks about the advantages and the disadvantages of the running records. And then also you're going to be looking closely at social development, plays place within social development, right? I want to really focus and read slowly and carefully over the theories of social development. In your textbook, we'll cover Freud, Erikson, Piaget, Skinner, and Watson, along with Maslow, Vygotsky, which is my favorite, and Kohlberg. You are going to also read about the importance in play, the different types of play, like the play is different types of motivation within play. It's also going to talk about the different stages, which is unoccupied play, parallel play, associative play, and cooperative play. So make sure you take a close look at those, and one of our discussions actually hits on all of that. Different types of cognitive play. We have functional, constructive, dramatic, and then games with rules. That's the different types of cognitive play. And then the textbook also covers the social competence and, of course, school readiness. It intertwines with culture as well. That plays a big piece in play. In chapter 6, we are going to talk about frequency counts. Now, frequency counts are records as a record method to measure how often a specific event occurs, right? It's a closed method, meaning there's no details recorded. It's just checks. You're going to check how many times you saw this behavior. It is used to document frequent and occurring behaviors. And in your textbook, it actually talks about pro-social and anti-social behaviors. So there's a checklist of how many times you saw pro-social in this particular child. And the frequency counts is actually, you're going to have a list of your entire classroom. So you'll have all your children, and these are just check marks. These are just quick, easy tally marks is what you're going to do. And then again, it will go over the advantages and the disadvantages of utilizing frequency counts. Again, how to find time to implement your frequency counts, and looking at temperament, looking at socialization of emotional responses and core emotions, which we all know are the core emotions are joy, love, happiness. It also will cover children under stress, the resilient child, and anger and aggression. And then toward the end of the chapter, you're going to look at the development of your conscience. And a conscience is your inner voice that guides your moral actions, right? Also empathy, which is intellectual and emotional response to another's discomfort. This is very important. And as an early childhood educator myself, I'm actually in the classroom still as the director of my program. Empathy is something that is very important that I stress within my program. Empathy needs to be taught and nurtured early on. Very, very important. My 2-year-olds, I'm beginning right away with that. And then, of course, the absence of joy. It's going to go over that. At the very end, you're going to talk about challenging behavior, which as an early childhood educator, again, that is something that we all will come in contact with. What I like about this, it also shows behaviors and warrant concerns for emotional development through these challenging behaviors, and also will give you key items to watch for behaviors and clues that might help you and guide you to alter that behavior. So that is in a nutshell chapter 5 and chapter 6 under module 3. I'd like to go over the instructions with you for the week. Again, I will always put the standards that are addressed within chapter 5 and chapter 6, all the chapters, as well as developing appropriate guidelines that you want to look at. And here are the learning opportunities you will have once you're done with reading both these chapters and completing all the assignments. So to be successful within this module, you want to read chapter 5 and 6. You'll want to view the chapter 5 case study. It's a really great case study. And then you'll want to submit your quizzes for chapter 5 and chapter 6 by Friday, February 28th at 11:59 p.m. They are both worth 10 points. Again, I keep going over our first assignment. The observation number 1, we have already gone over in detail through our Zoom call, Children's Motor Development. You'll want to submit your peer review by 7/3, that's July 3rd. And again, you're going to locate a peer to review the observation, and this is due by 7/3. You'll submit the peer review you conducted on a student within our class for review points and participation points for this week. The observation rubric form has a creator name, and it has peered reviewed by. So the creator name is the person who wrote the observation. Peer by is you. You are going to get points for doing this observation and helping your peer write a better paper, and they'll do the same for you. You guys will switch up. So everyone should be hooked up with another person in the class. You, as a peer reviewer, are going to submit this for credit, okay? Then the person will receive it back from you. They'll make corrections on their observation based on your findings, and then they'll submit their observation along with any videos for credit, and you will do the same for yours. Observation 1, again, the Children's Motor Development is worth 50 points, and it's due 7/6. That's July 6th, submitted through Canvas. So you'll get your peer report, and then you'll be able to update for more points. Okay, if you have any questions on this week, please feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.